link in the description of which you simply connect your MetaMask with the NFT in it, and you will be able to get an 85% discount on all of this merch. Fourth and foremost, make sure that you go follow me at Sproovy Coins, and make sure you go follow my special guest, man. We finna bring him in, Mr. Cosmic Kid. Posts in Talk with Cosmic Kid. So make sure that you go to that link, go follow the kid for me. Highly appreciate it. But let's go ahead and bring him in. Let me make sure. Yo,
Yo, can you hear me?
yeah. Man, come on,
Yo,
show your face, man. You didn't show it before. You showed it on what was that, Riff?
nah, man, we gonna do the reveal, man.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. But what are your so I mainly put it on posts and Zen, but I know we can talk about anything because we get into a lot of different talks and stuff like that. But I just want to pull up the beacon real quick. So the beacon, let me turn on some music real quick because we got to get the vibe. You know how I am. We gotta have the vibes for
Yeah,
sure.
man,
What you want to hear? Sensational?
dude, that's my song, bro.
All right, bet. Can you hear it?
Yes, sir.
It's light. It's light. I like to keep it light.
No, I like that.
Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, but I'm looking at the beacon right now, man. So, did you get anything done on post? What did you do on post?
Dude, so uh I set up some LPs, I set up some farms, and that was it.
Do you feel like that's a good choice?
Yes, dude, because now since the gas fee spiked, everybody doing transactions, they just paying me.
So, did you mint any Zen? Did you get the? Because the looking at what it is right now, I know earlier it was I was watching Trevon's little live stream. It was up to like 40 million. Now it's at like 4 million beats, whatever that is. But let's see what it is to mint his Centurion real quick. I just want to check it. Cause I looked and I'm just like, man, I looked around like 6. I was like an hour late to the launch, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I looked and I'm like, this is out of control. And I just left. Uh did you look and see how much it was to mint a Centurion
Yeah, during the peak or like right now?
during the peak? Like
It
I'm
was
pretty sure you was watching when it first like launched and all of that.
Oh man, I gotta tell you. So we were in the Twitter space when everything launched, like the moment it launched. We
Hmm.
watched the gas go from it cost like 200 pulse to do a max VMU joint. And then
Hmm.
now it costs 1 million. Like it's ridiculous.
People in the chat talking about 1.3 million PLS. Prestige Region said 1.3 million PLS. I'm about to check it real quick to see what it is. What? Oh, I'm on a minting. Hold on. I'm on the staking. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, man, you gonna have to teach me how to do all this too.
It ain't that hard. You just gotta. I can teach you. It really. You gotta have the equipment though too. What up, Cyber Real
I
Estate? What
got
up?
it. That's the crazy part.
Zen Rich real name is Maurice.
I don't know.
Somebody just came in. Maurice Campbell says Zen Rich here, so they gotta be Zen Rich. It's 121,000 posts to mint a 128 VMUs right now. That's out of control, bro. So I'm gonna tell you what I did. I went okay, so boom. Let me see. Let me see what I did. I'm gonna just go here and I'm gonna show you what I did. So I had about 9 million PLS. Now I got about 4.8. I was like, I'm gonna just at least keep 5. So what I did was I was stable coin hunting and I want to provide liquidity for the stable coins because I know those whenever they find a peg, if they find their peg, I'm pretty much hoping and praying that they find their peg. So you see this amount that I did, I just got straight up 150,000 DAI because I'm more bullish on DAI. I believe that DAI will actually be the first stable coin to get its peg and hold it, specifically because it's more decentralized, it's not captured by any government, whatever, like USDC is. But I did grab some USD. I grabbed half the amount of USDC that I did in DAI. So I got 150,000 DAI and 75,000 USDC. And just based off of those, and the reason why I grabbed that also was because when I typed this in, when I put these two up, this was when I bought DAI and I put one here. This was at 60 cent when I first got this. So I was like, I'm gonna just double up on my DAI because when this goes up, of which you see now, it's at 96 cent. When I first bought, this says 60 cent. So my DAI is already up what 30-20% or so. So that was kind of my strategy, and I want to provide liquidity for PLS USDC, PLS DAI, and then get that incentive token. Boom, take that incentive token and put it right back into another liquidity pool against PLS and incentive token, get more incentive, and then use that as my real world assets. I will only spend money on the incentive token that I get from my secondary liquidity pool of incentive token and PLS. So that's kind of my strategy, to never have to spend nothing in my liquidity pools that I set up, and have that pretty much forever and live off the yield.
You see how expensive that incentive token is?
Yeah, it was what I think it was 5,000. I don't remember what it was. I can't remember. Let me see. One incentive token on you in USDC is 6,911 right now. So I was thinking about scooping up some of those, but I think it's going to be a dump token, but it's a governance token. So with the in the hexagon world, I believe like really that might be not a dump token, because a lot of people are going to want to have their say so on post chain, and they may have a point to prove to hold the incentive token for massive amounts of time. So I don't know. What you think about the incentive token?
I thought he would have actually gave it a name, but homeboy really dropped it and named it incentive. So I don't know.
It's kind of sounds like it's supposed to be dumped a little bit, really.
Yeah, it just sounds like it's duct taped.
Yeah. You feel like it's like you feel like it's hella downside potential.
I mean, I'm really bullish on Pulse X because of the buy and burn, and
Hmm.
like, but I don't know, bro. With the incentive, what does it do?
It's a govern. I mean, how I think it's gonna be, because it's gonna be people are gonna be able to vote on the DAO. So when it comes to all of these people that basically sacrificed, they got something to say or something to prove. If you're in the, because they said only 15,000 people sacrificed $1,000 or more, I believe is what it said. So that's at least 15,000 people, especially because it gets up into millions and close to millions and millions of dollars of sacrifice. I believe those people are going to have a lot to want to say as far as how the network goes, as far as hexagons go, as far as pulsicans, whatever you want to call them. They're gonna want to hold that incentive token for whatever case or reason, just to have a word in the ecosystem. Is what I believe. I don't know.
Nah, yeah, definitely. I remember now. So the incentive token, the governance is for like you can choose to have a little bit more fees on certain pairs. So you could vote for stuff like that,
Okay.
which is pretty bullish. If another community bridges over, they can vote to, get increased fees. So the entire community is incentivized to come over.
So look at this, bro. It's 5.1 billion PLS burn in the first what? It's only been a little over what 29 hours.
Something like that.
Yeah, a little over 24 hours. So we've already burned 5.18 billion. The total amount of PLS is what up? 2 more weeks. Welcome in, everybody. We lit. We got 13 people in the chat. How you cash your liquidity earnings? You can't right now. Cyber real estate. You are not allowed to cash anything out on post. What is? Do you know the reason why they gave everything zero values for posts? I know they said it's a reason, but do you know why? I didn't find out why.
It's like a few reasons. Uh, so depending on where you live, for tax purposes, if you receive something that's worth zero value and then it becomes worth something, then you just owe capital gains tax. So
Which is like 32%, ain't it?
depending on where you live, yeah.
Yeah,
But another reason is I guess he trying to avoid some, legal trouble.
and that does so. So that's just it's just a legal play, legal move.
Well,
to
it's
avoid.
it's kind of like how Bitcoin started. Like, there's no centralized like ownership.
Hmm. Liquidity earnings in general on pools. I never get it. Some people have some questions about liquidity, bro. Can you kind of describe and give them why exactly you provide liquidity and why you made the moves that you did? Like, what is he said liquidity earnings in general on pools? I never get how that works. So he doesn't. So try to break it down in like layman's terms, the most simplest way that you can for the people out there that are wondering about liquidity.
Yeah. So for me, liquidity is super easy. So each liquidity pool is super easy to understand. So when you're looking at the pairs, like let's just say Pulse versus Pulse X, it's literally just a pairing between Pulse and Pulse X. So when a
Hmm.
person deposits Pulse X in the pool and get
Hmm.
Pulse out, then of course that's reflected all within the pools. But yeah, man, the reason why I went and started providing liquidity ASAP. Uh, I know it might be some impermanent loss. I know it might be a little risky, but it was the fact that I wanted to earn fees. You get more fees the less people are providing liquidity. So the earlier you are, the higher the APY. Um, so I was like, I definitely want to get in on that, and I didn't know, Pulse Chain would spike like this. So it's kind of a win-win.
Do you have any what do you think about my little play that I did with the USDCs? Oh shit. Do you think they'll have any real value or the value that it is in real life or on Ethereum? Do you think that was a good player? You think that was a mistake on my end?
I'm not messing with the stable coins, but a dude basically he blew his whole pulse bag and ruined it on the stable coin.
What'd he do? I didn't blow my whole bag. I blew about 40% of it. Not
Nah,
gonna lie.
so yeah, I don't know, but so look, this is what he did. Basically, he probably sacrificed a couple $1,000, and he took his sack balance and he looked at it versus USDC, and I guess it said a couple million. So
Mm-hmm.
he tried to swap it, but it was like 90% slippage. So
Ooh.
yeah, so he got hit on the way in, and then he was like, "Oh no, this ain't it. This ain't right." So then he switched the USDC back to pause and got hit
Oh
with
my
90% slippage again.
Damn. Yeah, that's a yeah. I didn't do that much. I did a little bit at a time. I did a little couple little tests. Did you man, bro, when Post Chain first dropped, I was on it, bro. I tried to that 1 to 21 ratio for the PLSX. Somebody said Zen almost took down PLS. That's crazy. But man, bro, 100 I think about 200 PLS almost could have got me 10,000 PLSX. I'm so shitty. My first two transactions failed. Somebody said wrecked. But yeah, bro got wrecked. What up, Peanut Checks Mix? Welcome in. Everybody streaming on this thing. Somebody said I was doing 100K post chain at a time. Axel Pros, you said, yo, should we have transferred to USDC? I would not advise doing any transfers now, especially. And what I did was pure risk, pure speculation. If you were doing only y'all understand that everybody that's trading right now is purely speculative trading, ratio trading. It's not real trading. This is based off of what people think is gonna happen. So don't blow your whole bag. I only blew about 40% of my bag, and I'm fine with that because whatever happens, my goal is to provide liquidity. And I'm not blowing my whole bag. I'm ensuring that I'm not blowing my whole bag on all of this stuff. So I want at least to keep always a million. My goal is to always keep a million PLS, always, never to go below a million. So um but Cosmo, what's your goal? What are your long-term goals for all of this stuff, bro?
Dude, I want to see like some pennies on a lot of this. So I I'm gonna be holding a lot of it, man. I
Okay.
wasn't gonna mint all my bags away today either. So once it passed like over 1,000 pulse to mint, I'm not doing it.
Somebody said they taking 10 to 20% minting in. Yeah, right now. when do you think that the like, bro? I feel like ain't even that many people on. Let's take a look at the how many transactions. I feel like it's not that many people, bro. Like, what's really going on? I thought post chain was supposed to be the ultimate handle anything and everything. 655,000 transactions. That's crazy. Okay, maybe that is a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Never mind. How many transactions does Ethereum do on a daily?
A million, I believe,
A
on a,
million.
a high day.
1.071 million. Wow. Wow. And ETH handles it very well. PLSX at 2 cent. Do you think these values are real, bro? It's actually a 1 cent right now. Do you think the dollar value that it has on the website is actually real?
Nah, when I was at work and I everything had just launched, when I was looking at Deck Screener, prices was popping up. So I was looking at pools that had $42 million in liquidity, and I was like, "What?" But then the prices they cut them off, so I couldn't see it
Yeah,
no
that's what
more.
I'm because I seen somebody was looking, or I think Trevon was looking at it on his stream, and then when I just got off, I'm looking like, where is it at? I don't see him no more. Like, yeah, they not on there no more. They gone. That's crazy. Um, okay, so let's talk about Phoenix, bro. Have you been participating? Ooh, it dropped today. Yeah, it dropped today. So, are you participating
Not
on
on
ETH?
ETH, nah.
You been steady on Matic on Polygon?
Yeah, I'm gonna be steady on Poly, man. Phoenix is that's my bread and butter, dude. Like I'm so excited about Phoenix.
I know you
That's
was crazy excited about it when hopping in the space when I've been hopping in the spaces. You was so passionate about this shit. I ain't gonna lie, you was going crazy on everybody. I love your energy, bro.
Yeah, man. Phoenix is the one. Like right now, since nobody focused on it, it's probably it's a sleeper. Everybody's sleeping on it. It's within the shares, man. Nobody understand how it works. We can go through that white paper, and I'm telling you, man, that white paper
We
got
can.
some knowledge in it.
I'm gonna bring up my. Oh yeah, somebody said, "What's the best way to accumulate the most PLS when the bridge is active?" Uh, I don't know.
That's gonna be DXN, bro.
DXN.
Yeah,
Oh,
when they
ooh, I
drop
didn't even
that.
think about that. That's good alpha right there. DXN on post chain is gonna be the
Yeah.
accumulation. Ooh, that's a ooh. I didn't even think about that.
If the fees are
Oh,
like this constantly, just imagine.
ooh, this is gonna be interesting, bro. I hope like, how is it? What can change, bro? Because if it can, if 655,000 transactions causes this, how can it? Because somebody said something about it being the Ethereum killer on my Twitter, and I'm like, bro, no, there's no way. I thought were waiting for the sharding, and the sharding basically splits the transactions in half to different validators, and that was supposed to unclog the blocks and stuff like that. So if they waited, since they waited for the sharding, and now they basically copy and pasted the sharding, why is it not performing as if sharding? It's performing as if sharding is not even incorporated in it, because it's not able to do the same things that Ethereum does on a daily basis times two.
Yeah. Like Sheba not on this. Like, that community not really over here yet. So
Hmm.
it's just Zen and the pulse
And it's
chain
just
community.
ratio trading. It's base. It's really not everybody. It's really everybody is not participating. Like earlier, I went on the transaction. So somebody's asking, what are the bulk of the transactions? What percentage for Zen? How do you look at that? Can you separate blocks and stuff like that, or transactions? I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm not sure. That's interesting though. That's an interesting question, but I don't know how to look at that. There should be a way to see what the top burners or top transactions per contract.
Yo,
I
the
don't know how.
website was just broke earlier today. Is it back up and
What?
running now?
What the post
Yeah.
scan? Yeah, it's working right now. I'm on it right now.
Let me check my transaction. Let me check my mint.
Oh, you put one through? It was stuck.
Yeah, it's still stuck. I
Damn.
watched the gas go from I got my mint in at 200 pulse, and then I watched it literally go up incrementally to a million. It was ridiculous.
That's crazy. And people are really people are really are people still paying? People are still paying, bro. That's out of control. This is out of control. So will there are only 4,000 validators now on testnet. There was over 50K. What do you mean 4,000 on testnet?
Yeah, it's only 4,000 validators on mainnet right now, and then
Meaning,
in testnet it was like 50,000.
what? Why did that change like that?
I have no idea. That's crazy.
So that means people just basically said F it.
Or they just not they not synced up yet.
Oh, okay. Is that a hard? Do you know how that is? Do you know how that process works? Do you know how hard it is?
Like partially. Basically, you just get the rig and you download all the information for the blockchain, and then you sync up with all the other nodes.
And that should take time on a transaction. Probably takes a minute to load all that up.
Oh
Nah,
yeah, it
they
definitely takes time.
they said they wait. He said they waiting. Oh, it takes 3 days to sync. Somebody said it takes 3 days to sync.
Yeah, that's why when he did the upgrade from V3 to V4, everybody knew it was going to take at least like a month because even the validators, the 50,000 validators, they had to all sync up. So that took at least a week itself, but
Mm-hmm.
probably a good 3 days. Yeah.
Top. Somebody said Etherscan has top gas guzzler stats. Does Pulse Chain have something like that? It's probably on the beacon, to be honest. Let me go here. Gas now, gas estimation. So let me see. Blockchain, epoch. Do you got to leave your PC on 24 hours to validate? I believe so.
Yeah, 100%.
Um, yeah, you got to keep it on. Damn, I don't know, bro. I don't know how this shit works. I don't know how to find the top gas. Oh, I might have found something. Hold on. What is this?
Dude,
Don't
it's
have
like an
nothing on
empty
here.
website. What the heck?
Like, there's nothing on it.
That's so weird.
Nothing. Oh, there we go. So 99.75 history of daily blocks proposed, validators 4,000, 4,096, 4,096. It went up 300 validators, so that they slowly trickling in. Validator balance 32 million, and it's going up slightly. That actually went down by 2 PLS. Network liveness. Network liveness measures how far the last finalized epoch is behind the head epoch. The protocol allows epochs to be finalized after 2 epochs. What does that even mean? Two.
Yeah, this is like what?
I have no idea. Effective balance distribution. This is some dev shit for real. Income distribution. This is in the negatives. Daily amount of deposited. Oh, I guess that's. I don't know what that is. Graffiti word cloud. What? Pool distribution. So pretty much, it seems as though the only validators that are on are probably Richards. These are probably all Richards because it says 100% unknown. What are these right here? Missed. So it's missing. What is this? What are these right here? This chart displays the most recent epochs in their slots. The color of the slots indicates if the slot has been proposed, orphaned, or missed. The bar below the epoch displays the participation during the epoch. The y-axis represents the epoch number, and the x-axis represents the slot number. So this one was missed. What does the brown mean? Scheduled. Scheduled.
What does that
What does
mean?
missed
Yeah,
mean?
that missed.
Because if 100% uptime, this ain't 100%, sir. You missed one. um, this block can't be reverted without manual intervention by all participants. No idea what that means. This is all Chinese. Yeah, bro. This is not finished. Like it looks not finished at all. Like especially this one ain't got nothing on it. I guess we just gotta wait really for the maybe okay, no. We live. This could be worse than Big Connect if the bridge can't function. I believe that the bridge will function. How many validators does Ethereum have? No, they got more than 30. 30,000 maybe? 222,000 for or validators for a combined 7.1 million ETH. That's crazy. Okay, we were about to talk about what the hell is that in my Telegram? Oh, um, we were about to talk about Phoenix. Oh, so me, bro, specifically, I'm treating. I don't know if this is a real thing, but I'm treating it as if it's going to 10,000x. And my strategy, I don't know if this is the right strategy, but I'm treating it like it's going 10,000x. So my stakes are extra, baby, as far as the amount, but I got them going because initially, um, people were like fudding and saying stuff about that 1,200 was the minimum. And shout out to Joe. I've been talking to Joe too. Me and Joe be chopping it up on Telegram in a little DMs, and he be quick to fix stuff. He be getting stuck sometimes, but I appreciate his like the way that he I didn't even connect it. I appreciate his willingness to like just speak to somebody like me. He's a cool dude, man. I love to conversate, and I love when black men are thriving. So I highly appreciate him for being able to just reach out to me and just give me some words of and updates on what's going on. So I got mints going out. The only thing I don't like is that it works now. Um so I got mints coming out every 7 days. So from 1,200. So you remember the 1,200 was like the thing. I pretty much match my principal with the amount of time. So for this one, the max, I got a 7777 mint or stake with 7,777 Phoenix 6666 same 5555 444 3332 and 1111. And then I did 1,200, and I did that every 7 days from then on. And I've reached I'm at about close to 1,500. So the more time that goes on, the more that I'll have coming out.
Right.
So that's kind of my strategy for it. I don't know what directly is your what exactly is your strategy for
So,
Phoenix?
um, with Phoenix, the APY mainly comes from those flush pools. So, I my strat is mainly based around those pools because
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get the most yield, but you just gotta
Mm-hmm.
really understand how Hex works versus how Phoenix works. I'm gonna tell you now, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, eh, I got like this quarterly plan. Even Joe Blau said it himself. He wanted to create a contract he can even use himself to where he can basically do his taxes every quarter. So with these 13
Mm-hmm.
week pool parties, they're called pool parties. Um, every pool party, man, there's gonna be a flush into these Phoenix stakes. So if you
Mm-hmm.
uh plan around that, bro, you're just gonna be getting yield 24/7. But every week though, I'm interested to see like early on how you profit from each one because that's gonna be nuts.
And you see that it's not a lot. Like 1444, it's like 30 cents. And like it's a little bit of nothing. I probably should have did it and added a zero. I may do it later. I just don't have like I set up every 2 day. I did a lot of short stakes on Polygon, and like I did like the day before, like 2 days before the Phoenix drop, and then every 2 days going out about 70 days. So I got at least like 3 months of just claiming polygons in. I'm gonna get more and more and more and stake them out. And I'm setting up this ladder. I'm trying to do it for all 15 years, but it might take some time. I might need to set up some more short term stakes. But I'm just interested to see what's gonna happen. I'm not treating it like it's like crazy. I'm treating it as if it's going 10,000x, because if that's the case, then boom, if it does 10,000x, then I got 3,000, $4,000 coming out every single week. And that's, to me, that's good. We got 28 people in the chat, man. Shout out to y'all. Um, and Axel Pros just said he swapped 90% PLS to USDC and left a little to gauge the volatility. He said, I stared at PLS all night, and when it dipped hard, I converted the USDC back to PLS, nearly doubled my PLS stack. Shout out to you. Very risky, but he got lucky. So he doubled his PLS stack by swapping ratio trading. That was a good little play.
Yeah,
That's opposing to what you said that the one dude did with the 90%
right.
slippage. So for those of you out there, really, well, you can't do anything now. That's damn near impossible. Hold on, somebody else hopped in here. Is this somebody else on here? Oh no, who is this? Hold on, somebody else is on
Really?
here. I think.
I ain't seen nobody the link, so I don't know.
I don't know. Oh no, you are you streaming it
Yeah.
on Twitter? Oh, okay, okay, okay. I was like, what the hell? Okay, that's just showing that you streaming it on Twitter. That's cool. Okay, that's what's up. Um, yeah, man, I'm excited about everything. What about Zen Doge, bro? Or what? Not even specifically Zen Doge. What other Zen burners are you excited for? I know there's like TG Zen, Zen Games, Zen Doge,
Phoenix.
uh, Phoenix. What else?
Uh,
Is this something
well,
on Zen
the
showing them all? I
DB's
think it's.
NFTs, but dude, to be honest, man, I think the real gem is the Phoenix. That you treating it like it's gonna do a 10,000x. That thing is gonna do a ten
Hmm.
thousand x. Pull that white paper up real quick.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, it's been a minute since I looked at it too. So
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a refresher. I'm gonna walk you down the whole joint. So let me see here. You don't really need to do no, heavy reading. All of this is
yeah, just go down to the these little things, the pools, adoption reward pool.
yeah. Once you hit the first chart, I should see. Go down a little more. All right, right here. So when it comes to Phoenix, it has like similar penalties to Hex.
Hmm.
So everybody thinks right now, oh, the only way you gonna get all of these high payouts with Phoenix is if people constantly keep minting. Well, the
Hmm.
truth of the matter is the equity pool gets filled when people stakes bleed. It gets
Hmm.
filled when people emergency unstake as well. So there could be times where nobody is even minting Phoenix, but the equity pool is more full than when people were minting Phoenix because people are incurring penalties and bleeding.
Hmm.
Um, so
And it's taken away from, because now the creation of the token, so it's now basically deflationary. So in a sense,
yeah, dude.
okay.
So the best part about it is this right here is a representation of like the staking and the penalties and the rewards, right? Penalties versus like how many days you have to go past. Like you got to go 71% in order to essentially not lose your principal.
Hmm.
So but the way this is actually set up here is it's a little top heavy. So if you are, let's just say, 97% within your stake, your penalties are going to represent that. So you're going to only probably incur like 3 4 5% penalties. So what this means is people are incentivized to keep early unstaking and touching that equity pool again. So there's going to be a lot of Phoenix flooded into there.
simply because people are either what either
Emergency unstaking
like
or
early,
minting.
but you get so if you even if you do it early, what is okay 70? What is this profit line where you this basically you get even if you emergency in stake s- seven? What is this? What day would this be?
Okay,
Whatever the
so
current
it
is.
would
This,
be determined on your stake, all right. But
yeah.
basically, what it means is once you pass 71%, you see how the line starts to arc up a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically diminishing your penalties until you get no penalties at all, right? So
Okay.
when you get to like 96% completion with the stake, your penalties are going to represent that. So if you're willing to take like a 5% cut because the price is up 30%, then your stake is actually going to allow you to do that because it is how this system works. So you just feed the equity pool a little bit and you basically pay a little bit to get out. But it's set up to where you got to be set 71%, within the stake in order to, for this to even mean anything. You get what I'm
So
coming
that
from?
so this is breaking even pretty much right here.
Right.
So this is breaking even, and then this is where it curves exponentially, basically.
Yeah, those
Is
are your
where
penalties diminishing.
okay, okay, and then so the penalties look like they kind of start immediately, like probably like the first day, couple days is like 0.1%, 0.5%. So I think they start immediately. I don't know how it works. I haven't had any come out yet, but I believe they start immediately and then just go on an exponential after 143 days. Basically, where 143 days you break even, and then it's gone in like the next what 37 days, the next month, within the next month after 43 days of forgetting.
Right. Yeah. So that's another thing. That just means the equity pool is going to constantly be full because think of it like this: 180 days, that would be two equity pool cycles or two pool parties. So you got two pool parties to essentially get this Phoenix out, or it's going to go right back to the equity pool. So you kind of have this like every two pool parties, people are going to be getting flushed out. Um,
So you still get a chunk of the pool party even when you're in your penalty line, even when you've crossed the threshold of the stake?
mm-mm. No, so once the stake is over, you stop earning and then you just start to incur penalties.
Gotcha. But that those penalties go into the equity pool.
Right. So yeah, exactly that.
Okay. Okay.
So but look here. So scroll down a little bit. Okay, right here. So look at the time bonus, size bonus, and total bonus. This
Mhm.
is the secret recipe to how Phoenix truly works right here because it's going to determine your shares. And I'm gonna go back to that your screen after we finish with the white paper and look at your stakes, but they're
Mhm.
perfectly set up for exactly what I'm talking about here. But so with Phoenix, it's all about the shares. Your shares are going to calculate how much you get from each equity pool and essentially how much Phoenix that the Phoenix contract owes you, right?
Mhm.
So the way you get more shares is of course the time bonus, the amplification of your bonus grows exponentially with your stake duration. So bigger does pay better in this system, and I'll explain why, but longer pays the best.
Okay.
So similar to Hex. But the reason why bigger has to pay better is because these 13-week pools, there's a ratcheting system with the shares.
Mhm.
So they get harder and harder to obtain the more people essentially squeeze Phoenix out of them, right?
Mhm.
So every 13 weeks, people are going to be squeezing Phoenix out of these shares, and it's going to be ratcheting up this difficulty. And this is how Hex works. This is the recipe for the 10,000x. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, um, people in Hex used to get millions of T shares in the beginning.
Mhm.
Now it costs $1,000 for just one T share. So, when you guys are doing your stakes, look at the shares you're getting because that's going to really determine like do all the measuring within shares. And when you get your first payout, your APY is going to represent your position with your shares.
Hmm.
So, if you're getting 50% APY each pool or 30% APY each pool, that's going to be because of your shares.
Okay. So, what was I about to ask? Oh, so this is gonna be like so the big payday dump of Hex. This is gonna be happen. Do you think it's gonna happen every single time? Like somebody could essentially set up a stake ending every 13 weeks, capture every pool party, and put like say if I put well, it's not a lot of Phoenix out. So let's just say I got a million Phoenix, and I set it up a million coming out every 13 weeks in one day. I could essentially dump the price every single time a pool party happens. Do you
Yeah, but
think that would
it's going to get harder for you to do it each time because of that share ratcheting system. So each time this person enters every time they stake their Phoenix and receive a certain amount of shares and use
happen?
those shares to get uh rewards from the equity pool, there's going to
Mhm,
be a difficulty increase. So when they go and do it again, they're going to get less and less each time, which is going to force them to go to pool parties. So this is why Phoenix to me is better than Hex, because with Hex you can stake anywhere between 1 day and 15 years. Well, with
mhm,
Phoenix, the real game is you want to stake every 13 weeks, uh or the 21 years, right? Because
mhm,
essentially if you don't stake for the full 13 weeks, you don't get that big payday. And without
mhm.
that big payday, your stake is only incurring 1.61 inflation.
Okay. Say that one more time. Say that one more time. I didn't That didn't all the way connect. One more time, my bad.
No, you good. So basically, if you don't experience a pool party, your stake is only incurring 1.61 inflation. Like in order to access the yield,
50% APY whatever the APY potential is, you have to capture 13 weeks. You have to at least stake 13 weeks.
the whole 13 weeks. So if you get
Yeah.
in the middle, you basically getting into the next one. It's like DB's
Okay.
in. So each
Okay.
13 weeks is basically an auction on Phoenix, and your shares are your position in the auction.
So the 13 weeks is actually a 26 weeks because you got to wait to the next one. So everybody pretty much has to wait 26 weeks
Well,
minimum.
that's if you getting in, after the first
Yeah,
one
after
start.
you first. Yep. Okay. Somebody said ask him to explain why it's okay when it says we are getting less after our term is done.
So it's the same thing with Hex. You're essentially converting your Phoenix into the shares, and then the shares are uh they're gonna mint Phoenix in return, right? So
Mhm,
it's all coming from the equity pool. Those are gonna be the Phoenix that's minted, that you get from the shares. Um, so the reason why it's telling you that is because of the 1.61 inflation. Since we haven't experienced one pool party yet, there is only 1.61 inflation. There is no 50% APY. So that 1,000-day term is giving you is telling you the truth with 1.61 inflation.
What one thing that I want to notate is what it says. People aren't truly reading what it's saying. So let's just say I want to do 1,200 Phoenix for 1,200 days. This warning says small and short stakes may not guarantee principal return. To break even, ensure you capture reward pools, y'all. Y'all got to pay attention to that. So if it's saying if you capture a reward pool, then you may be profitable even with small and short stakes. It says you may not guarantee principal, but you may if you do these things, which is capture reward pool or account for penalties, which because you could early in stake and then not be profitable, or you can capture the reward pool and be profitable, or if you do both, you may or may not be profitable. So it's just a toss up until we see what the actual APY is from the reward pools. We don't know what it is, and I think. Do you think that this is gonna like catapult ETH because not many people are paying attention to ETH on ETH Phoenix, especially because post chain drop it kind of took all of that away. Do you think that that'll catapult once people actually see what's going on?
Oh yeah, bro. So what's gonna actually happen is on Matic, when the first flush pull happens, it's going to happen or it's going to happen 2 weeks before the Ethereum flush pool, right? So
Mhm,
people are going to see the rewards on Matic and go, "Oh crap, that contract is paying out."
mhm,
And on Ethereum, they're going to hurry up and try and rush in, but it's actually too late. You got to wait 15 weeks now, the 2 weeks
mhm.
plus the 13.
Yep.
So, um, it's really set up to increase FOMO. And the more FOMO people have, the more Phoenix they stake, the more it increases this ratcheting system. So the harder it is to actually mint Phoenix through the shares. Like the
Mhm.
less of an allocation you get through just the equity pools.
Okay. And it's saying that the count so the first flush is happening in 6 days, 12 hours, 45 minutes. The reward pool supply is 702 million. I went to the chart to see what's in the liquidity pool. We only got 23 million, 6K worth of Phoenix in the MZN Phoenix. And then there is also what is the liquidity in this one? 3.3K. So there's about what 3.1K in liquidity. So 11.9 plus and it's probably more in others, but these are going to be the main ones. 23 plus 12, so that's 35, about 35 million Phoenix out there just sitting in the pools versus what is how do I calculate what the liquid is?
It should be
What
on
is
the dashboard there.
dashboard?
Yeah,
Equity
they should be
supply?
popping up. Yeah.
Yeah, 501.
So the real calculation is convert all of that Phoenix that's not in the pools, convert it into shares.
So okay,
And then that's going to determine how much of the equity pool is missing that people are basically taking up now.
gotcha. Yep. Okay. So, okay, that's bullish.
But
But
look,
that's
even
kinda hot
but look, even then, you got to understand people who I have some 7777 stakes, right? So
though.
even if the equity pool flushes, it's locked inside of that stake. So all
Mhm,
of that Phoenix is not coming out. All of it is like being allocated to who's ever staking.
mhm.
So to all of the people who come in after us, they're basically going to be minting more Phoenix, increasing our rewards, and then uh man, this is just like X. This is just like X.
But bro, I just calculated. So that's just what within the 2 pools that I calculated, and not to say that there are because those are the big gonna be the biggest ones. That's only 5% of just on dexes, not counting liquid. Let's just say for shits and giggles that it's double that people are just holding. Let's just say 10%. So 90% of Phoenix is pretty much staked. So that's I don't know. I mean, is that bullish? Is that more bullish that more people are staking? Because within Hex, the more people that stake, the less likely. But we don't know what as far as early in staking and all of that. We don't have those calculations yet. But is that bullish for the APY? Like, what would you say the APY possibly could be with 90% of the people staking?
It could honestly be 100% APY for the first flush, just simply because people were doing that recycling thing where they were burning for Phoenix and then selling the Phoenix for MZN and then burning again.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of M Phoenix to basically be given out, and it's only going to be given out to stakers. And then afterwards, the stakers now have a choice: do they get more, or do they dump? Because there's going to be another 13-week flush. So if you think you're a whale, wait until the sharks come get you. You know, like it's constant 13-week. You getting flushed out. You know, you got to be big enough for the flush.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bro, I think it's easy to calculate what is staked. So we know that for every Phoenix stake that you do, a copy is being sent to the reward pool. So whatever amount that is not because this should automatically be doubled if 100% is staked. We can kind of calculate because it would be double this. So 30% of that is missing. Is that correct, or am
No,
I
no,
not
you
correct?
right. No, you 100%
Okay,
right.
so yeah, 30% of that is missing because this should be what a billion. 'Cause this is 501, so this should
Yep.
easily be a billion, so 30% is missing. Why is it doubled or It's just the copy sense. Shouldn't this be
No,
one to
wait.
one?
It's the other way around. Wait, reward supply. That's a little confusing. I don't remember seeing that the first day.
Because on the where let me go back to the because let's see real quick. I'm confused. Let's look at this right here. The equity pool. Three adjusted stake 100 Phoenix each. Equity pool is 300 Phoenix. Equity pool. That's the thing right here. Where's the 300 Phoenix and new inflation is added equity pool? Okay, no, I'm looking for the reward pool information. Here we go. Phoenix offers an adoption reward for stakers, which is generated every time someone burns in to create Phoenix. Each Zen burn results in both an original Phoenix Mint and Phoenix Copy Mint. The original Phoenix Mint is sent to the staker's wallet, while the Phoenix Copy Mint is allocated to the reward pool. So
The
you burn
reward
Zen.
pool.
So that's this thing. So how is this way more than this?
Well, because people were they were minting more. They were burning. They were doing that cycle thing that I was talking about. Burning for Phoenix and then taking the
Mhm.
Phoenix and then buying them in and burning again.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
So they basically increasing the APY. So what I've been saying for the past basically since these reward pools, not only is this a big payday every 13 weeks, but since there's no OA in Phoenix, the community is the OA because the more Zen we deposit into this, the more APY we get as stakers.
Okay. So damn, man, this is when people truly understand this, it's gonna be a FOMO. Somebody did ask, "What's the game theory for not indulging in ETH Phoenix? Will M Phoenix be able to surpass or outperform?" I'm not sure.
So to tell you the truth, E Phoenix is the value because it's competing against the biggest and the baddest, which is Hex, right? The
Mhm,
first trustless yield contract. So, um, here's the reason why Phoenix is better and why it's going to compete on Ethereum and probably primarily on Ethereum. And the reason why it can't really compete on other chains is because Hex doesn't exist on other chains. So Phoenix is
mhm,
like the first trustless yield vehicle on these other chains. So it's gonna thrive, but specifically on ETH, the way your yield is calculated with Hex is you when you actually enter a hex stake, your hex is burned for T shares. These T shares determine your daily allocation of hex until your stake is up, right?
mhm,
So when you finish your stake, the hex smart contract has to calculate your position, your T share position every single day. So
mhm,
it's gonna see, oh, how much do you hold in the pool today? How much hex are you going to get today, tomorrow, the next day, throughout the entire stake, right? So
mhm.
this is expensive when it comes to writing on a blockchain. So if you do 1,000 day stake, literally the hex contract has to go back 1,000 days and calculate 1,000 days worth of data.
Ooh,
So how do you avoid this with Phoenix, right?
10
So
weeks. Mhm.
the
Yeah.
contract just pays 1.61 inflation natively, which means there is not many calculations to do. Everybody just stakes. They get 1.61 inflation natively. So in a year, you should get 1.61 inflation. But it's the equity pools. It's the fact
Mhm.
that you do the copying and you basically mint the reward as soon as the person creates the Phoenix and it's deposited into that pool. So through not getting every single day hex deposited into your stake, every 13 weeks you get these flushes, so you avoid doing this like daily calculation bull crap, but you can still get the same APYs because the way you calculate your inflation is virtually the same. Like this thing is like a copy of hex. It's just like brand new. It's just designed new.
So also one aspect of it that I personally don't like is that I seen that my shares dropped. So when I did these like day ones, like the 7777 6666, like the 7777. Remember it specifically being at 83,000 and it dropped down to 80,000. Why is my share? Why is have you experienced that your shares dropping, and why
No,
is
your
that?
your shares should be the same.
Okay, it might not have. I might be tweaking, but I thought I could have swore this was 83.
No,
So you
because
keep
once you lock it in, you lock it in. Yeah.
okay, okay. I might be tripping then. Okay. I thought that it had dropped, but maybe not. So then these shares become more and more expensive. So how does that work in Hex? That's one thing I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure on how
Right.
Hex works and how the shares work. Can you explain the T share versus share
Right.
aspect?
So the T share is essentially what you receive. A T share is like an increment of hex. So like 10,000 hex will give you like a T share. So
Mhm,
when this system ratchets up, it slowly increases for the price of one T share. So eventually it'll be 20,000 hex to get one
mhm,
T share. So it's basically a internally you know internal scarcity system within the contract to where you can't receive the same yield for the same amount of hex. And it applies for Phoenix as well.
so where does that come in, like, the ratcheting of the shares, how does that happen
Right.
over time in Phoenix?
So in hex, let's say you have 100,000 T shares, right? When you unstake those 100,000 T shares, essentially the hex smart contract is going to determine uh if it has to ratchet up. It's going to slowly ratchet up, but for bigger, like moves up, it's like the bigger pays better bonus. Like I was telling you before, bigger has to pay better. It's to
Mhm,
essentially feed the hunger of the ratcheting system. So
mhm,
the as well stake bigger and longer. When those stakes come out, they ratchet the share price up marginally bigger than smaller people in the system. So if a whale wants to come in and stake for just 13 weeks and get a large chunk, well, his
mhm.
$1 million is going to ratchet up the system.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. So basically a stake is like buying shares, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. And the longer and more that you stake, the more expensive. So this is kind of like kind of how Zen is like like a C rank,
Yes.
like as if the C rank becomes more expensive every single time somebody mints, and then it's like that in Phoenix. Every single time somebody stakes, the C, in a sense, the staking becomes more expensive. That's crazy.
Yeah. Go back to the Phoenix white paper, or scroll all the way down to the bottom. Uh, so go to the acknowledgments right there, up at the top, right above. I believe it's or is it below?
Right here, right here.
Okay, yeah. So right here you can see what the inspiration of the contract is from, right? So it
This
takes
is dope. I've never seen this on any other thing.
that's what I'm saying, and this is why I'm so bullish on this, because with Hex, everybody thinks Hex is the first trustless yield contract on Ethereum.
Mhm,
It's not. It's actually Serenium. Serenium came out June 6, 2019. And look at the attributes, right? Time bonus, staking,
mhm.
longer pays more. That's in Hex. In stake, a refer a friend, basically deferring a stake. In Hex, this is called what is it called? I forget. But it's the same thing. You can defer a stake. Um,
Mm.
so for all of these things, man, all of these cues Joe Blau has taken from these contracts, it, dude, he's powered up for like this super contract. The adoption reward, so big payday that comes
Mhm.
from Serenium. Early in stake penalty, late penalties. These all come from Serenium, and they were applied to Hex. And now Joe Blau is taking cues from both Serenium, Hex, Zen, Bitcoin, um, and he's mixing them all together, man. And this is truly an amazing contract.
So the Serenium lacked the T-share aspect. That's the only thing that it lacked. I wanna go to that website. I've heard of it, but I've never is this a can I look at the chart for this? Let me look at the chart for Serenium. I'm interested to see. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I spelled it right. For gamers? This was for gamers?
Mm. Richard.
Oh, crypto. What is this? I want to see the price. Like, where's the price at?
Probably check CMC coin market cap.
Okay.
Or deck screener might be better, but who knows?
Yeah, next screener didn't pop anything up. Somebody asked me if I'm a millionaire. I cannot disclose that information for legal purposes. I mean, actually, I'm not because there's no real prices. Here we go, right here. Okay, we didn't found something. No chart.
What?
No chart. Meta market data is untracked. This project is speaker untracked. For more details on this, please refer to the listing criteria. It probably hasn't been traded in a long time. Let's go to CoinGecko. Maybe it's probably on CoinGecko. Somebody asked, "Is it worth to mint on Phoenix on ETH with current gas fees?" Actually, the gas fees are down to like 40. I'm thinking about minting some Zen.
100%. Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, Phoenix is always going to be cheaper to get into a stake and cheaper to exit a stake. So that's why it like the most competition is literally on Ethereum. You're going to be able to do everything you could do with Hex and do it for cheaper without having to switch blockchains, just because of the
Mhm.
way the calculations are. So, Phoenix is big business on Ethereum.
Yeah. Axel Pro says shares equal T shares like Hex question mark. Yes, sir. That is exactly.
Exactly. So the thing in the hex community is everybody gets confused about the T share, because eventually the T share is going to turn into the M share, and then the M share is going to turn into the K share. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just representation of the difficulty increasing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
rather than doing that within Phoenix, uh Joe has just named them shares for the simplicity of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because that allows it to become B shares, T shares, or T shares to B shares to K shares to 100 shares to shares. Basically, it's going to eventually come down to just shares over
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I think I'm cleared up. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little confused, but you helped me a lot. I ain't gonna lie. And a lot of people, it seems like a lot of people's answers were or questions were answered also.
Yeah, man.
Um, oh, somebody did say earlier, do you think the bridge is gonna drop tomorrow? They said what, 3 days? So probably either tomorrow or the next day. Probably some. Ooh, and by the way, y'all, Huddle More just dropped on all streaming platforms. So, and then next Sunday, Sensational is dropping on all platforms just for you, Cosmic Kid.
Dude, I
It's on.
need that song bad.
Yep, it's gonna be on Spotify, Apple Music, all of that next Sunday, and then Vampire Anthem the following Sunday. So I'm dropping them on all platforms every Sunday, all this month. So y'all get that where y'all can go listen to it. And for those of you who bought an NFT, you will receive royalty rewards in the respective blockchain's native token. So go cop that.
That's what's up, bro.
Yep. Damn great stream, fellas. Thanks, Surfer. Yeah, a lot of good alpha.
Yeah, I'm glad people
Um,
know about Phoenix now because I want y'all to win, dude. You know,
yep. I'm gonna add that in the what's the name? Let me add that in real quick because I said polls is in talk, but let me add polls in Phoenix because because I know you definitely a Phoenix bull or Phoenix whale.
dude. You know the crazy part? My strat is so similar to yours. I'm staking the smaller amounts because, dude, it people are not gonna want to stake them for longer. And like I just displayed, longer is gonna pay better. Bigger
Hmm.
is gonna increase the ratcheting, but longer is gonna pay you better because you literally just get more pools. Like the mass is gonna outweigh anything. You know, you getting
Yeah,
two pools is gonna always outweigh a person getting two pools less.
damn, look what's trending. One PLS. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Somebody, I did send somebody some PLS. They cash at me $100. I just sent him 100 Phoenix. I was like, he asked me for 20, but I just sent him 100 off the love. I'm like, you know, I got plenty. I'm not worried about it. I don't know if that was a good idea. I should have just gave him the 20. Nah, but I'll be showing love. One thing that I did want to bring up before we get out of here, I love how Joe be coming up with these. Phoenix, it's a Phoenix calc. Didn't know that. Let's bring that up. That's new. Let's bring that up. And then the scenario samplers that he be creating. These are like key.
I
I
was
love
finna
the
mention those.
Yep, I love the first one that he did where it shows basically if you just hold it liquid versus short stakes, like not capturing those reward pools, how just holding it liquid is better. So just going into how you were saying not capturing the reward pools could very much will hurt you. So and it's showing that the average is 5 years. That's crazy that he found the average. I think that's just calculated upon him, but based off of what people were saying at 1,200 or 1,300 or whatever it was that people were speculating early, so he just brought that into the equation. But, yeah, man, I think this is a great little scenario thing that he did, and I like his showmanship for the UI and all of the everything that he does with how it looks. I think from a marketing aspect, he's doing a great job, and I think that is when it takes off, it's gonna take off like crazy.
Yeah, it's really clean, and even the way like I was able to uh like break the whole contract down for you, dude. In order to
Mhm,
break down hex, it's way harder. You got to go
mhm,
through all these loops and the calculation daily. And with Phoenix, it's
mhm.
just dude get in the pool. And look at this. This is it's another good one.
So stake principle. So as your stake goes on, it's just giving you a quick example that 50 Phoenix flushed in on top of what you already. So this isn't even calculating the what is it? 1.6?
1.61. But I always tell people to round up to 2 because it's always
Okay.
going to be stuff in that equity pool. Always.
Okay. So this isn't even accounting for because this would be 152, then 194, then 226 in a sense because this is not accounting for that automatic inflation that you get. Is it not, or is it? Do you think it is?
No,
Or is it in here too? Is the inflation automatic inflation coming from the reward pool also? Or is it just
I
how is that?
think I think this is just a, representation of the just the pools. It doesn't have any 1.61 because look at the top how Phoenix reward pools work. Yeah.
Okay. So where is that Phoenix coming from? Is it just being minted?
No, it's from the people who minted it uh with their Zen. So all of that copy goes to the equity pool, and then every 13 weeks that pool gets flushed.
No, the 1.6 inflation, where is that coming from?
Oh, that's coming from basically the contract itself. So that's like it's like how Zen the inflation is determined by how many people mint. But
Okay,
with this contract, it's you basically capped out. You can only mint a certain amount in 1.61.
okay. So it's just it's just coming from the null address it's probably coming from the null address right into your wallet. It's probably not done until the stake ends because it's not doesn't have to really calculate. It knows, okay, you did it for this amount. I'm gonna just give you this amount.
Facts. It's
Right.
completely separate from the reward pools, and that's exactly why it's cheaper than Hex on Ethereum because
Okay.
the it's not mixing. The reason why Hex is so expensive is because it's mixing your T-share rewards, which is what you get from actually staking Hex, and then it's also mixing your penalties, and it's mixing everything into a daily reward. So that's why you have to calculate it every day. So
Okay.
with Phoenix, it's just so simplified, bro. This is amazing. Wow.
Let me look at that. Oh, let me look at this Phoenix calc though. I haven't looked at this yet. So let's just do 1,200 and 1,200 as stake reward pool. What do I put in here? Oh, okay. One reward pool. Hmm? I'm confused. Let's do five reward pools. That wasn't a lot. That didn't jump up a lot from one to five. So from one, I'm getting 12,000. So I'm actually in profit. Let's do a shorter steak. I wanna try a shorter steak. Let's just do a 365.
No, wait. So if you do a wait, hold on. If you do 1,200 days, you gonna have way more than just two pools. A
Okay,
1,200 day
yeah.
stay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it gave us what it would be on this it was on this one. I think it was 5, 20. Yeah, 20, I think. I think it's 20. I think that's 1,200 days is 5 years-ish. So, let's just say 20. I shouldn't have to put the reward pool in here. It should automatically accumulate based off of how many days that I set. So,
Yeah, it
300 and
should, but it's all random because each reward pool, like it's every 13 weeks. That's so sporadic. That's yeah.
okay, so for this one, I'm earning about in 5 years, I'm earning about what, 110 more. Is that a lot? I'm only earning about 6%. Man, I don't think this is right. For
I don't
illustration
think.
purposes,
Yeah,
it's
I
better.
don't think the calculator is. It ain't got the intuitiveness yet.
Yeah, it don't have the reward pool, like, bunch in it. It don't have what it actually is. Okay. Yeah, it's not all the way accurate, but it's a good start. It's nice to see that
But do
he's at
you
least
put
trying
in the
out.
number of the rule, like the actual like number coming out of the pool, or do you? Is it like the number of pools?
It just says reward pool. Oh, is it?
Yeah, is it like the number in the reward pool that's coming out?
I don't know. Let me see. Let me add. No, that's gotta be it. That's gotta be what it is. Let me see. Yeah, that can't be right. That's not it. Because I just put the number and that made it. That's not right. 1,200 days, 1,200 getting 555 million. That might is that it?
Nah,
Nah, that ain't it. I'm gonna say I know that ain't it. That'd be
unless
crazy.
unless shoot, nah, that's not it.
Nah, because it ain't even that much Phoenix out even. Or it's only 501 in the supply. It's only 501 in the equity supply, so it can't be it.
Yeah, this calculator. I haven't used it. By the way, this is my first time seeing this. This is crazy.
Okay. All right, man. I'm about to get out of here. We've been on here for about an hour 15. Got my
Yeah,
girl to get to it and lay down. It was good chopping it up though. We're gonna have to do this. We can make this a every Sunday thing.
yeah, bro. Yeah, let's do
Saturday
it.
if you want to do it like that.
Like we could do
Saturday.
it, bro. I'm down. Dude,
Okay.
you
So
be at the late vamp hours, bro. So I kind of like that. Everybody else stream in the morning and stuff. This is like,
that
yeah,
leaves it wide open. We'll be the only ones late night. So and then yeah, I can show you how to get all of this together so you feel me. You need to be straight. That's why I told Crypto, bro. As soon as I told, because me and him did a stream, and I was like, bro, you need to start going every single day. Like, don't stop, bro. Like, no matter if they go up, down, whatever, and you see his shit blossom. So, and if you could do the same thing, bro, we all just need to.
dude. But we're yo, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You need more respect, man. We got to put the spotlight on you, man.
I don't need it, bro. I don't need it.
You need it. But yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. We're gonna definitely do it though. We're gonna do it.
Yeah. All right, for sure. Yep. Just let me know. We can get it all set up. And it was nice talking to my brother. You have a good night.
Yeah, man.
Everybody in the chat, peace in the Middle East. Y'all know where I'm
Peace out.
from.